If I went back and was able to talk to younger me, 17-year-old me, or 16-year-old me, maybe I'd go back and give them the ideas for films like Reservoir Dogs and things like that, and just say, go make this really fast. I guarantee it's going to be good. But then it would be in New Zealand, and so it would have been shit back then, so sort of Reservoir Cats.
Taika David Cohen was born in 1975 in New Zealand. Taika was raised mostly by his mother when his parents divorced in his early years. His father was a Maori farmer and an artist. His mother was a schoolteacher of Russian and European Jewish heritage. And Taika describes himself today as a Polynesian Jew. Taika always considered himself an artist.
I mean, all I've got, guys, is creativity. That's it. That's my job. You know, at the moment, I happen to be a filmmaker, but it's not my job. It's just my job is to express myself and to share my ideas and my point of view. It happens to be that I'm using filmmaking right now.
A creative, always looking for ways to express himself. He founded the comedy group So You're a Man in the mid-90s. His first work in film was as an actor in the dark comedy short Scarface in 1999, along with smaller roles in Snakeskin in 2001. Taika began making his own shorts for New Zealand's annual 48-hour film festival in the early 2000s. Some were not always submitted on time, but Taika never stopped expressing himself.
You bastard. A hideous crime shall now be reinterpreted in the court of justice. Your witness, lawyers. Lawyer number one, your witness. Cross-examine his ass off. No.
Objection! Leading the witness, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Ruled.
Affidavit.
Subpoena.
Oh, subpoena.
Habeas corpus.
Objection sustained. Out of order.
During this time, he worked as an actor on the television series The Strip in 2002 to 2003.
So I think failure is a brilliant thing. It teaches you a lot of stuff, and you end up coming up with better ideas often when you fail at things. And I think what's really great also is learning to embrace bad experiences, bad creative experiences, and watch bad movies, read bad books, and because all of that stuff sometimes it teaches you what not to do. And so, like for me, one bad experience I had was I played a stripper on a TV show once, and I remember sitting around in the green room in my G-string thinking, why am I doing this? Just helping someone else to realize their dream. And so what I ended up doing was I started writing my own scripts and stuff in my G-string.
So I have to thank that TV show for inspiring me.
And then that went on to go to the Oscars about a year later, but I lost, so obviously that was a complete waste of time.
In 2005, he earned an Academy Award nomination for his short film Two Cars, One Night, and followed that up with his short What We Do in the Shadows, Interviews with Some Vampires.
Two Cars, One Night, Taika Waititi and Ainsley Gardner.
He then debuted his first feature film, Eagle vs. Shark, in 2007. His next feature, Boy, in 2010, would go on to receive the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival.
I made this short film, Two Cars, One Night, which did really, really well. And I got a lot of encouragement to keep writing other stuff and obviously to think about a feature. And the short film already felt like part of something bigger. I wrote the first draft in 2005, but then I took 2 years off to make Eagle vs. Shark, and then came back to it in 2008, and we shot in 2009. So it took about 2 years to write it.
Kia ora, my name is Boy, and welcome to my interesting world.
Taika continued to work mostly writing and directing in television.
Al, I want to see it. Fine. Hold on to your glasses. Now pay attention. Ah, green! Wow. I know, right?
Until his third feature, What We Do in the Shadows, in 2014, followed by 2016's Hunt for the Wilder People.
We haven't talked about Thor Ragnarok, kind of on purpose, but I'm curious what it's meant for you.
I had never really thought of myself doing something like that. Also, it was something that I think I wanted to do something very, very uncomfortable for myself and very different, because I felt like when I was doing Hunt for the Wilder People, which I'm proud of that film, but I felt like if I was going to do another one of those films, like a Taika film, then I felt like it was a bit too complacent. I was going to be like sort of in a pattern.
Before I did it, I had no context, no real way of knowing how to approach one of these films. I went and saw Peter in Wellington, and I was like, hey man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, how do you do one of these big movies? He was like, no, it never changes. You know, after all these years, he goes, I still go to work, like going, I just need to get the day. I need to complete that call sheet. So like,
right.
You know, so that everyone like is on the same page and everyone believes that we can do it. If you just make the day, that'll leave you alone.
Taika has gone on to more success and recognition in recent years, ultimately being the first person of Maori indigenous descent to ever be nominated and win the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay.
This is really light. This one's light. It's supposed to be heavy.
We ask every guest on this show what scares you now.
What am I scared of? I'm scared of not being able to keep creating stuff. Because I feel like that's my happiest place, is when I'm making things or when I'm working. And I don't particularly care about how much I'm making. But I particularly care about what I'm making.
Yeah.
And who I'm making it with. And if I'm making, I want to be able to like leave
a body of work,
a cool body of work that's very different. And so far, all the things that I've been involved in, I'm actually pretty proud of.
And Jermaine said a really important thing to me when we were shooting what we did in the Shadows. There was a point where we were like, we're turning like a 5-minute idea into a feature film. This is what we're doing. And he goes, dude, the world needs stupid shit.
So my basic question is, what advice would you give to pitch something like that to investors?
Traditionally, what I do, because I have a lot of friends who are writers, and they say things like, oh, I've got this great idea, it's about this and this and this. I say, oh, great, so you should write that. And they go, I'm going to wait till I get some funding. I thought you were a writer. And they go, yeah, no, but I'm going to wait. If you want to write something, you're passionate about it, you just got to write it. Like, you just got to write it.
My idea of success is not money. It's not, it's not getting a lot of money. I think if that's your idea of success, then that's great. But it's, I think it's not really why we're here. I think we're here to communicate and to share ideas and stuff, and I think that is successful.
The lesson I take away from all my research of Taika's journey as a filmmaker, from his successes and especially his failures, is to always be creating. Learn from your mistakes and move on to the next project. As long as you're doing something, expressing yourself in one form or another, improving on your yesterday, and working on something that you would be proud to leave behind, then there is no telling how far you'll go.